Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media. The cool air enveloped the trail to Barbara Falls on the morning of Saturday, July 26, 2025, as the hiker watched their dog bounce through the alders and moss-covered rocks near the creek. It was just past 10 o'clock, and the familiar chorus of warblers and chickadees filled the forest with sound. The hiker was local, knew the trail well, and was comfortable in the area. Pausing now and then to admire the tumbling water ahead, and to let the dog sniff along the ferns and devil's club crowding the trail edges, the hiker was in no hurry. The South Fork confluence, only a few minutes ahead, was alive with the sounds of summer. Salmon splashed noisily in the shallows as they pushed upstream, drawing the attention of unseen predators hidden in the shadows beyond the dappled daylight. Upwind and concealed in thick brush, a brown bear had likely been feeding her 2 cubs, or resting from their exhausting demands on her. She may have heard the hiker and the dog before she saw them, or perhaps, unleashed and roaming ahead, the pup rounded a bend and startled the animal at close range. In a place where visibility is little more than arm's length, the line between safety and danger had grown inconspicuously thin. The cacophony of cracking branches and snapping saplings erupted within yards of the hiker. Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. At around 10 o'clock in the morning, a hiker, whom we'll call Dawn, was making their way along a well-worn trail near Barbara Falls in Eagle River, Alaska. Barbara Falls, also known locally as South Fork Falls, sits nestled in the forested foothills of Chugach State Park. The area lies just east of Anchorage, where the rugged terrain of the Chugach Mountains gives way to steep wooded canyons, flowing creeks, and seasonal salmon runs. The climate here is defined by cool, wet summers, with average temperatures in the upper 50s and frequent cloud cover. In July, wildflowers are in bloom, and alder, birch, and cottonwood trees line the trails. Devil's club and highbush cranberry form dense underbrush, while salmonberry and red currant bushes add color and food for the wildlife. Large plant-eating animals in the region include moose, Dall sheep, and mountain goats, especially on higher slopes above the tree line. Common predators include wolves, coyotes, lynx, and both black and brown bears. Becoming highly active near riverbanks in midsummer, brown bears are drawn by the spawning runs of pink and chum salmon. It's in these rich ecological intersections, where forested hiking trails overlap with prime foraging zones, that bear encounters are most likely to occur. Dawn was enjoying a trip to the forest with a canine friend, whom we'll call Fletch. Fletch was off-leash and was sampling the scents, sights, and sounds along the trail. As Dawn and Fletch navigated a thick patch of brush, the dog began barking frantically before a massive brown bear seemed to materialize from the ground. Appearing within a few yards of the hiker, the bear gave no time to react. No source indicated if Dawn carried bear spray or a firearm, but at this distance it didn't matter. Even the best of training couldn't prepare anyone for a point-blank range ambush. Within fractions of a second, the ticked-off mama bear had tackled Dawn to the ground. With snapping jaws, she tore holes in flesh and sent streaking pain wherever her claws touched. In a violent but brief attack, the sow inflicted what she considered to be appropriate damage on the violator of her peace. Possibly worried about the safety of her cubs, the sow broke off the attack without unleashing any anger on Fletch, opting to round up her cubs and disappear into the brush. As you can tell by the satellite view of the area, there are housing developments in every direction, so Dawn had no problem using a cell phone to dial 911. Help was sent immediately, and after a brief search, first responders had Dawn loaded into an ambulance and headed to a hospital. With injuries cleaned, sutured, and bandaged, Dawn was listed in stable condition, with non-life-threatening injuries. The hiker who survived the encounter will hopefully make a full recovery. Their close call serves as a reminder to all outdoor recreationists that Alaska's wilderness, though breathtakingly beautiful, remains wild. Even on a summer morning just a few miles from Anchorage, the reactive instincts of a bear can change a life in an instant. As of the day following the attack, the section of trail near Barbara Falls remained closed while rangers monitored for continued bear activity. According to statements from Alaska State Parks, no further aggressive behavior has been reported, and no bears were euthanized or captured in the aftermath. The bear's behavior was described as defensive, not predatory, and consistent with the actions of a sow protecting cubs, or startled by a sudden encounter with people and dogs. Rangers did not find an animal carcass or gut pile in the area that would suggest a food cache, but cubs were noted to be present. Speaking of cubs, our Cub Tier membership on Patreon linked below will give you ad-free early access to episodes, photos, and notes. And the $3 per month goes a long way in helping me continue to produce educational and entertaining content like this. Alaska hosts around 30,000 brown bears, with several hundred of them making their home in Chugach State Park. Bear attacks in Chugach State Park are rare, but not unheard of. In the past decade, there have been a handful of confirmed bear-human conflicts in the vicinity of Eagle River, particularly during peak salmon season of July and August. Alaska averages 2 to 3 bear attacks annually, with serious injuries or fatalities occurring in roughly 1 of every 10 cases. The vast majority of incidents involve surprise encounters in areas where bears have limited visibility or are feeding on natural food sources. Chugach State Park covers more than 400,900 square miles, with an estimated population of between 200 and 300 brown bears inhabiting its boundaries. That puts the density at approximately 1 bear per 16 to 25 square miles, enough to make regular encounters a possibility, but not so dense as to make attacks commonplace. For now, park rangers have stressed that the public should remain cautious, but not fearful. Bears in Chugach State Park are a vital part of the local ecosystem, and the trails will eventually reopen once it's safe to do so. As of this writing, there have been no new sightings of the bear since the incident, and officials continue to monitor the area with motion-triggered cameras and field patrols. After reviewing the facts surrounding this episode, I'm left with a few questions for you. What role did Fletch play in escalating the encounter? Time and again, dogs have been linked to provoking bear reactions, often running ahead and returning with a bear in tow. Will the trail closure be enough to prevent future incidents, or is additional signage, education, or seasonal restriction warranted in this area of known bear activity? With so much development, is it safe to assume there are no bears in the area? I will gladly read and reply to your thoughts, so post them in the comments section below, and let's talk about it. Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We've slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.